Hi guys, James at Rampant Lion Reviews again for you today with another beer review. For this one we are going to head down to Greece once again, and this is another one of the beers that I brought back with me from a recent trip down there. So a big shout out to my friend Yorgos who I was down there visiting. So for this one we're going to return to a brewery who I reviewed a number of years ago, but this is the first time I've been able to review one of their beers since then. We're going to go back to the Septem Microbrewery, and today we're having a taste of the Thursday's Premium Red Ale beer. So this one comes in at 4.5%, and from what I gather it's supposed to be a kind of Irish red, this one. I've never tried it before. I did try their Imperial Red, which was called Lava. I had a go of that in the Barfly bar when I was down there in Mea Smyrni, when I was in Athens, and that was a really nice beer. So I'm really interested to see how this one turns out, because I've heard this is a pretty good beer as well. This is one that I got from the Sorry Mum liquor store in Athens too, so really looking forward to this one. And as always, I hope you guys enjoy my take on this beer, and it is cool that I'm finally able to review some of these nice Greek beers for you. So anyway, as is usual with my reviews then, I'll tell you a little bit about the brewery. If you want to get straight to the tasting, of course, just fast forward. All the usual links are in the description below. That's the brewery website, the link to my other reviews that I've done from Septem before. No doubt I will be doing some more in the near future. There's all the usual social media. If you want to see more beer reviews, do please consider subscribing to the channel. The whole channel, of course, has a geography-based tagging system, so you can go into the homepage and search for beer based on country, city, state, prefecture, county, whatever it is you're interested in. Do check out the playlist of beers from different countries. There is one there for all the Greek beers that I've reviewed for you. That's being added to over the next little while, and I'll see what I can do beyond that, of course. But as always, please do get in touch and let me know some of the other beers and breweries that you guys would like to see me review. It's always great to hear from you guys that are watching the videos, and the support that you show the channel is hugely appreciated. So anyway, to tell you a little bit about the Septem Microbrewery then. So the Septem Microbrewery is located in Orologio in the municipality of Kimi Alveri on the Greek island of Evia, and that island is a little bit to the east of the peninsula where Athens is located. So the brewery was founded by chemist and oenologist Sophocles Panagiotou and his economist brother Yorgos, and their first beer was produced in June of 2009, and over the last few years they've won numerous awards and medals for the beers that they've produced. And the name of the brewery actually comes from the Latin word septem, which of course is Latin for 7, but this is the number that also signifies creation in Christianity. Greek, of course, is still a very, very Christian country, Greek Orthodox, of course, and they say that this inspired them to make 7 beers, one for each of the different days of the week, of course. Their motto for the brewery is actually that every day has its unique taste, but since then, of course, they've expanded the brewery quite a lot. They now have their Hoppy Hobby series, I think it's called, and they produce a lot of different things there. There's the Lava Imperial Red. I've got one of the barley wines in the cupboard that I'll review for you later as well, that's part of that series. They've got their wet hop beers. They've got various different things that they're doing now, but originally it started off with that everyday series, one for each of the days of the week. And I think it was the Pilsner that I reviewed a number of years ago, actually back in 2013. So I do have the Honey Golden Ale, I've got this one here, and I've got one of the I have the barley wine that I was talking about as well. So definitely looking forward to reviewing these beers over the next little while, and I'm sure this one will be pretty nice as well. But that's pretty much all you need to know about the brewery just now. I'll put the website and the Facebook page in the description below. The website hasn't been updated in quite a little while actually, so I would recommend that you follow them on the Facebook page rather than following the website, of course. But yeah, that's all you need to know about the brewery. Let's get on to the actual tasting of this beer itself. So I'll just let you have a little look at the artwork of this one before we open it up. I do apologise in this video, by the way, for any bad Greek pronunciations, because, you know, Greek is a completely separate language from any of the other ones in Europe. It has its own arm on the Indo-European chain. It says on the side here, Septem in Latin means 7, the number of creation. Winemaker Sophocles Panagiotou has been inspired by the philosophy and ritual of winemaking to craft beers using barley malt and fresh whole hops of the finest quality. The hops in this one apparently are Fugu from England and Cascade from America. But yeah, nicely presented beer, this one. So without further ado, let's get it out and get on with the tasting. There's the little top label on this one, and you can see that goes onto the bottle cap as well, but there is a kind of pattern on the bottle cap too, so I'll see if I can show you that before the end of the video. But let's get it out and we'll get on with the tasting then. Nice smoky opening of the beer, and we'll get it out and into the glass. Yeah, you can smell some of the nice fruity notes out of this one just as we're pouring it out. I think I'll just need to watch with this that the head doesn't go mental. I think, yeah, should be okay. there you are, settle down a little bit. But, you know, Greece is a very hot country, they do like their beers to be a little bit carbonated, we can definitely say that. But this one, as I say, 4.5% Irish Red Ale apparently. So yeah, it's kind of poured the colour that you would expect it to. It's a nice sort of coppery, dark orange colour. There's a solid 2.5, nearly 3 finger head on that. I would say it's quite a light, kind of beigey cream head. You can smell some of the nice kind of caramelly notes coming off this beer. It is actually quite clear. I'm not sure how well you can see that on the camera. If I put my fingers behind the glass, you can see it. There is a degree of transparency to this one, but I think the colour is meaning that that isn't showing up all that much. So you can see 1 or 2 big bubbles sticking on the side of the glass and quite a few little ones just going up towards the bottom of that head there. But yeah, let's take a closer look at the aroma then and just see how we get on with this one. So yeah, with this beer, you can smell a little bit of that earthiness from the Fugu Hops, definitely. The Fugu Hops, of course, have that quite distinctive herbal and kind of earthy character to them. And you can really pick that up in there, but at the same time you can smell a little bit of the grassiness and sort of fruity note from the Cascade. If you put Cascade with certain types of malts, you do tend to get a little bit of a red fruity character to it. And you can pick that up in this beer. There is a little bit of that typical almost grapefruity note from the Cascade. But you can really pick up the sort of red fruity notes. I don't know if it's like maybe figs or, not quite raisins, but yeah, kind of figgy red fruity note from this one. But yeah, as you would expect with a red ale, there's a little bit of a kind of caramelly note coming from this one. It's actually got a little bit of a kind of brown bready quality to it as well. Maybe even a little bit woody or nutty or something like that. But yeah, biscuit, maybe a little bit of a richer caramel, some brown bread, and yeah, a little bit of woody, nutty character like I was saying. But yeah, just take a little bit of time and enjoy the aroma before you actually get stuck into the beer, because it is quite nice actually. The Greeks, you know, the Greeks are great at producing wine. Some of the wine that I had over there was really, really nice. And, you know, it does reflect in some of the beers that I tasted when I was there too. They really are. The Greeks like to have nicely flavoured food, and, you know, who can blame them for that? And it reflects in the wine and the beer and stuff that they make as well. So let's get stuck into this beer then. So this one is the Thursday's Red Ale from the Septem Microbrewery on Evia in Greece. So let's get stuck into this one. Yamas. Yeah, that's nicely done. I mean, it is, you know, it is actually like a typical kind of Irish red. The way the malt base in that comes out is it's really quite nice. I will say it's maybe it's a slight touch over carbonated, which, you know, was kind of obvious in the way that the head came out. But I think it's been in the bottle about 6-7 months, so, you know, maybe you can expect that a little bit from it. The carbonation will go a little bit crazy if you leave it in for that long. But yeah, I do like how this one comes across. It's the focus of this beer is definitely all about the malt. So with this one, you get that a little bit of that brown bready character that just blankets the middle of your palate. On top of that, you can get a little bit of the kind of graininess. There's a nice biscuity quality to this one. Right in the middle of the palate, there is an element of sweet caramel coming out of this one. And as you go further and further into the aftertaste of it, you can feel a little bit of an almost woody quality just kind of underpinning this beer. It's really nicely done. Yeah, it's interesting as well that a Greek brewery would choose to do an Irish red ale as well. It's quite an unusual style. I mean, most of the beers that I was trying down there were 1 or 2 kind of dark things, but most of them were IPAs and pale ales. Incidentally, the 8th Day IPA that these guys do, I wasn't able to get a bottle of it, but it was a really, really nice beer. I'd absolutely love to get a bottle of that to review at some point, but that was probably the best beer I'd actually tried from Septem when I was down there, right enough. That's a really nice IPA. But this is pretty good as well. It just takes a completely different approach. It's a more malty beer, this one, which is kind of what you'd expect So yeah, the malt base is just kind of as I've described to you. In the back corners of the palate then, you can feel a little bit of that kind of earthiness from the Fugu Hops. It's quite a herbal earthiness. It's got a little bit of darkness to the earthy quality as well. And as you come further forward along the sides of the tongue, you get a little bit of that kind of herbal quality to it. Then as you push further forward, it becomes a little bit more floral, and then round the front curve of the palate, you get a little bit of that kind of lighter grassiness out of there as well, which will be more of the cascade. And if you just go behind the front curve of the palate as well, that's where you get that little oily bubble where these nice juicy fruity esters start to come out of it as well. And for me, it's definitely a red fruity quality that's in this beer. Yeah, definitely a red fruity note that's coming out of this one. So yeah, for me with this one, it's figs and very almost, it's a little bit figgy and a kind of candied red fruit. There is a teeny touch of sharpness to it that's kind of like raisins or something like that, but not too much. It's more of a kind of candied red fruity quality that's coming out of this beer. It reminds me of the little heart-shaped sweets that you get in the Haribo Star Mix actually. It really reminds me of that, which is quite nice, but it's got an element of a figgy quality to it as well, which is good. It has a little bit of an almost red berry-ish note as well. The red fruity quality in this beer is really nice, and it actually complements the malt base really well as well. That kind of nice brown bready and grainy malt base, and the caramel and biscuity flavours as well. This beer's actually got quite a lot going on in it. For a 4.5% beer, there is a fair little bit of complexity in that. I'm not sure how this one would taste completely fresh. This beer, like I say, on the bottling date and things, it has been in the bottle for maybe 6-7 months, and ideally that's the kind of far end of when you would actually want to drink this beer, to be honest with you. And you could see that from the way the carbonation was. But overall, you know, it was being a nice beer to taste, and that's mainly what you want from these things. In terms of the mouthfeel then, I would say mid-bodied. The carbonation was quite prominent in this one. That might be due to the fact that it's been in the bottle a little bit, like I was saying. Greece, of course, is a hot country, so they do like their beers to be a little bit more carbonated. It's fair to say that too. They do want a little bit of that crispness so that it's refreshing. I can definitely see that. But it's a nice beer, as I say. Malt base on this one has a good bit of sweetness to it. There's a little touch of graininess, starts to push its way out. Later on in the aftertaste, it really is a little bit of that brown bready quality, a little bit of graininess, and some of the woody flavours that are pushing their way out in this one. There's a little bit of hoppy bitterness, some juicy fruits as well, and yeah, it's kind of got everything you would want. It is a really nicely done Irish red ale. It does fit that style quite well actually, which is cool. And as I say, it's quite unusual to see a Greek brewery doing an Irish red ale over some of these other styles, of course. So yeah, I think that's a good place to kind of leave it when it comes to this beer. They've done a nice job of that. You wouldn't expect anything else. Septem have been around for nearly 10 years now actually. 2009 that they were founded. They're nearly 10 years old, of course, so to be around that long has been, you know, it does kind of show that they're doing something right without question. They've done really nice. They've done a really nice beer in this case, and some of the other beers that I've tried from them have been pretty good as well. So hopefully I can get a few more bottles from them at some point in the future. But yeah, once again, thank you for watching my beer reviews. Until the next time, please like, subscribe, share, all the usual YouTube stuff. Do check out all my other videos as well. Make sure you try some of the Septem beers from Greece if you get the chance. From what I understand, some of them are being exported these days too. And this one, as I say, it's really interesting to find an Irish red ale that's produced in Greece, but they've done a nice job of this. Septem are probably the best known craft brewery from Greece these days, and they're definitely worth checking out. So yeah, once again, thank you for watching my beer reviews. Until the next time, please like, subscribe, share, all the usual YouTube stuff. Let me know your own thoughts on this beer in the comment section below. Let me know what your favourite beers are from Septem as well, and do give me some other great beers as well that you'd like me to review. You will be seeing quite a few of them over the next little while as well, because I've got a good stockpile to work my way through. So I hope you enjoy the kind of Greek mini-series that goes on, and do make sure you check out some of the beers. The quality of beers in Greece is really quite good. So Yamas, Zito Ehelis, and thank you once again for watching Thursday's Red Ale from Septem Microbrewery on Evia in Greece. Slàinte just now. Skål.